Robin.
Nice rainy day in New York City. Good morning to everybody.
Yeah, but it's going to warm up later.
Thank God.
Nice. Hopefully we've gone through this whole winter thing. I guess spring is what, next week?
Yeah.
What I hear?
And the winter thing went away weeks ago. We had a horrible start to winter and then nothing.
Then it just kind of went away.
Kind of went away about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Snow went away.
Snow.
But man, from Christmas to what? Valentine's Day, maybe?
Yeah.
I think even before that, it was horrible around here.
Brutality.
And then just
cold
went away.
Snow, and now it's you get the rain. The rain. These are the April showers that bring May flowers, but it's not April yet.
Yeah, but I noticed a while ago that whole thing has shifted a whole month.
Yeah. Shifted
April
back.
showers is now May showers in our area.
March showers. March, April,
it was always April showers bring May flowers, but now it's May flowers bring June. Wait, and now it's May showers bring June flowers. I'm telling you,
it shifted that way.
It shifted a whole month, but no one's paying attention to that. I am.
Nah.
It doesn't really rain in April anymore. The rain starts in May. There's been a shift of a complete month somewhere.
Like forward or back? Because I thought it was March. It starts raining a lot.
Yeah,
March
but
showers bring April flowers.
You're right. The March rain though is supposed to be snow.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
But then it's too warm for snow, so it is raining. You're right. And then for some weird reason, the April month doesn't rain anymore, and then the rain starts in May. I'm telling you.
In May, and then
so we got to adjust that rhyme, and then you get the flowers in early June.
What about in like a lion, out like a lamb?
No, that's not happening.
Is that July now?
How does that work now? Wait.
I don't know. All that weather
March,
stuff is getting like magazine deliveries.
March starts like a lamb now.
Yeah, March
in the New York area.
March is a lamb,
or just slightly into March. I'm telling you, there's been a whole shift.
Yeah,
but no one's paying attention.
Something's happened.
Yeah, what do you think?
It's HARP.
It's HARP.
The HARP unit. It's a conspiracy. Yeah, I spent most of the night just watching the news, of course. See what's going on with Japan and the nukes and that. And at the same time, though, I had, because you hear so much and then they just start repeating themselves.
Sure.
So I have the news on, but with the volume turned down, so just in case you see a special new alert. Mm-hmm. And then while that was on, I had on my computer a documentary of Chernoble.
What's wrong with you?
So I was just nuking out last night. I'm nuking out.
We did the complete opposite.
Really?
Yeah, I became a hippie last night.
A hippie man.
You turn off the news and go to an Almond Brothers show.
Oh, the world is fine?
There's nothing wrong with the world. Matter of fact, you feel like you're still in the 70s.
Really?
Yeah.
Where were the Almonds playing?
Oh, my God, Beacon Theater.
Oh, Beacon?
Every year.
8 billion nights at the Beacon?
Yeah, every year they camp out at the Beacon Theater for the whole month of March.
Jesus.
They just camp out and play night after night.
And is it fucking sold out like every night?
Yeah.
It's
because I tweeted a picture and everyone beat the shit out of me, which is fine. I guess you have to because it's the Almond Brothers. They're like, are you sitting in one of the wheelchairs they provide for the old people?
Yeah.
But honestly, the crowd is a mix. There's definitely some old guys, but there's definitely a lot of young people checking out the Almond Brothers.
Some young bucks.
Well, because they're in that jam band category.
Yeah.
And Greg Allman, I was telling you before the show, he just sits at his ancient keyboard. Someone way better than me can tell me exactly what he's playing.
Hasn't upgraded.
But he hasn't changed shit.
Yeah.
And he sits in like an antique chair that doesn't even look comfortable. Something
Really?
you would see in your grandma's house.
Is it wood?
Yeah, everything is
old
just
wood chair.
Everything is just wood. You're right. And then he just jams. He's been doing this for what, 40 years?
Yeah, that makes sense. The Hammond B3.
Thank you.
With probably
yes.
probably with the Leslie cabinets.
That's what I was telling you. The spinny things.
Yeah.
What's the spinny things?
That gives you that sound of the Allman Brothers, like that kind of weird sound when the speakers spin. It gives you the Doppler effect.
My seats were on the stage, so I was looking at the spinny things.
The spinny things
behind Greg Allman.
Yeah, really. That's the classic old sound that they have a hard time actually really digitizing.
Really,
because it's so mechanical.
Yeah. And he drinks out of a red cup, whatever he's drinking these days. I don't even know. It could just be tea with honey. I don't know. And Damn, man, he could still sing. He hasn't lost shit.
Really?
I'm telling you, he hasn't lost shit in his voice. And then he's got a bunch of young bucks that do all the heavy lifting, as we like to say a lot on this show.
They bring in the young guys to do that, the heavy lifting, and the old guys just kind of sit back.
Well, I believe there's 3 original members. You got Greg Allman, and then you got 2 guys on percussion. There's 3 percussionists.
Oh, really?
And the main one now is, I didn't realize how short he was until the first set was over, and he walked by me, and I had to look way the fuck down at him.
Really?
And I'm not that tall. A real short guy that could beat the shit out of the Skins. And then you got the 2 older guys that have been around forever. That's still one black guy. He's so old he's starting to look white. He's one of those black guys.
Oh, right, yeah.
And
they lose their racial identity.
Yeah, and he's such a big meaty guy that his drumsticks look like baseball bats.
Oh, really? He's got
the
big
really
mitts.
big, thick ones, thick fucking drumsticks. But man, they don't miss a fucking beat.
Really?
And
does Greg look old? Is he does he still have the long hair? Is it gray?
You know, I've been going to the Almond Brothers off and on for years, and he hasn't aged in probably the last 10.
Really?
He got to where he was, and then the last 10 years, he's pretty much staying the same, which is kind of creepy.
Yeah.
I don't know if he had some face work done or what, but I saw him up close because he kept walking off the stage when they went into like a 15-minute jam. So
okay.
He took a break at the side of the stage, you know.
A 15-minute jam, though? Look, I love the Almonds, but
I only got to the first set, which started around 8:15, 8:20, and ended at 10:15. So the first set was about 2 hours long, maybe a little less.
First set,
and then I'm like, I tweeted.
Wait a minute.
I tweeted I got to go home, and then I had to read how much of a pussy I am, and blah blah blah. I'd kill for those seats. I can't believe you're fucking leaving. And I'm like, look, man, 5 a.m. comes very fucking quickly.
Yeah, and God knows how long they'll go.
Well, the problem is because I know from past years, they take a nice long break.
Oh, do they?
Let everyone get their beers and stuff, and these guys go backstage for a solid half hour, I think, easy.
Oh, God.
And then I'm thinking, well, now that's going to be close to 11. I can't do what Ant does. I can't do the stay up all night and come in here. It's impossible for me.
The early nap.
Yeah. But and then he's got Derek Trucks, who's an amazing guitarist. Warren Haynes, an amazing guitarist and vocalist who sings a lot of the songs now. And then another guy up there, I don't know his name. And they just fucking 3 guys, just jamming.
And what do you think? Do you think Dickie Betts is just beating his fucking chick in the face when this is all going on?
Probably.
Like, damn it, I could still be part of this if I wasn't beating my chick in the face.
He still could do it, so he must be a real asshole that they don't want to work with him.
Yeah. He's legendary.
But Warren Haynes is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Vocals sounded good, though, and everything. Huh?
Amazing. You know, I know the Almond Brothers isn't for everyone, but
yeah,
I've always liked them, and they're still doing it. And they're going to do it for a real long time
Forever.
to come. Well, I mean, when Greg Allman moves on, whether it's he finally stops or whatever, they're going to continue somehow.
Don't you need an Allman in the Almond Brothers?
Well, it goes with what we've been saying for years. Eventually, these bands become franchises, and you don't need the original guys anymore.
But it's one thing to have the original guys in a band that isn't named after them. Mm-hmm. If you go to see the Almond Brothers, by the way, it's just one Allman now.
Right. Well, it's been one Allman for a very long time.
For a long time.
We lost Dwayne in that motorcycle accident how long ago?
Yeah.
Somewhere in the 70s, right?
So it's like, if there's no Allmans, are you really going to see the Almond Brothers?
Well, there's other bands out there. You could ask the same question.
Let's see. Like Van Halen without a Van Halen would be very odd.
Right. But Van Halen...
name-wise, I mean, it seems like you'd have to change the name.
But Van Halen continued being huge after the main fucking vocalist was gone.
Yeah, but it was still Van Halen. Like I'm trying to think if there was a name band where the name is no longer with the band.
I think it doesn't matter anymore to the people out there.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really do. I mean, maybe it changed it where it's like, I don't know, the Almond Brothers band, but you add a word so everyone knows there's no Almond Brothers anymore.
Yeah.
Or no original members. But see, Warren Haynes has been singing the Dickie Betts songs and other songs for so long, he's kind of becoming the voice of the Allman Brothers.
Yeah.
It's between him and Greg Allman trading off on songs.
He should legally change his last name to Allman.
Yeah, there you go.
Then see, that's what the young bucks got to do that are in the band.
See, we've done this bit a lot, but here you go. Kevin from Connecticut. The Temptations have no original members.
Right, we know
anymore,
that.
and they're still touring.
But it wasn't like a guy named Bob Temptation.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's weirder to have the name of the guy as the band.
But I think it's easier for kind of a jam band to slowly but surely replace players and continue.
Yeah.
Like I heard they did Jessica for 20 minutes. And most of the guys, here you go. And most of the guys that were playing on that stage had nothing to do with this song when it first came out. But it sounded exactly like this.
So
I don't know.
So it doesn't matter.
I don't know. I think.
Was this like.
I think
when this started out?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Woo, yeah, Almond Brothers.
Fuck yeah. And I think the replacement guys have been around so long that it's starting to not matter.
Doesn't matter.
That's what it comes down to.
They're becoming the Almond Brothers.
Yeah. There you go. How about if Greg moves on, retires, whatever happens to him, you just call them the new Almond Brothers.
The new Almond Brothers.
And then everyone knows, okay, there's no Almond Brothers in this band. They're the new Almond Brothers.
All right.
Keeping the tradition and the music alive, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, only time will tell, but we've been talking about this for a very long time. These bands are just going to be franchises. And the original members that go, look, I don't want to fucking play anymore. All right, you go fucking enjoy your retirement. We'll give you a piece of the action, and we're going to continue out there as the new Almond Brothers. Look at Leonard Skinner. They're saying no original members in Leonard Skinner at this point.
Yeah, but their name wasn't Leonard Skinner.
But they got the brother of the main guy singing.
They got the brother.
So that helps that, right?
That would be like, okay, say you got a wacky morning show and it's called like Morning Coffee.
Yeah.
You could throw anyone in that, you know? But then you got the Opie and Anthony show. Now, like, we leave, but the show continues with like Sam Roberts or something.
Hey, man.
And
I'll
then
take
it's like,
a piece of that.
But then it's like the Opie and Anthony show, but it would seem weirder than having a morning show without a name in it, and then like our names, and it just keeps going.
Just keep it.
We have nothing to do with it.
And the tradition of what we built.
Yeah.
We get people to replace our voices. We go enjoy our retirement. We get a piece of the action.
Right.
Why not? Let's franchise.
All right.
Franchise.
Sam Roberts.
When you're eating a McDonald's burger, you're not eating a McDonald's burger from the original guy that invented the whole thing.
No, Ray Kroc.
But it sure is tasty still, right?
That's right.
Someone's saying Foreigner has one original band member left.
Yep.
And that's not the vocalist.
I don't think it's the lead guy either.
And I talked to someone that saw Foreigner recently and said they were amazing. And I brought that up. I'm like, but Lou Graham's not singing for Foreigner anymore.
They're cover bands.
They're cover bands.
They're tribute bands, cover bands. That's.
But they got the name legally.
But they're able to get the name.
I'm telling you, these bands move on without any original members. You're going to see more and more of this.
Yeah.
As time goes on.
Well, good for them. Was it a lot of jamming? A lot of like.
Yeah, I know you hate that.
Oh,
that's why I'm trying to like not talk.
No, it's cool. I mean, I like the Allman Brothers. I like their hits. You know, I'm a hits guy.
Right.
So I like their hits and stuff. But if this shit, and I like this song.
This song was about 20 minutes long last night.
See, if this goes on for 20 minutes, I start getting a little jittery in my seat.
I'm guessing, but it builds.
Come on,
it just keeps building and building.
I'm just like, come on, whipping post. What are you doing? You're wasting whipping post time.
Oh, you could. The problem with whipping post, that song could be up to 40 minutes long.
Oh, I know. But I just want to hear radio whipping post and then go to radio other songs.
They don't do radio songs.
Oh, I hear radio songs.
Nah, they do extended fucking mixes.
Any solo stuff? Did you hear I'm No Angel?
Solo stuff.
Did you hear I'm No Angel?
Oh, Greg Allman solo stuff. No.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, no, I didn't mean like solo. Yeah, those must have just gone on for hours.
It's like, no, it's your turn. No, you take this one for a while.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
And do they just walk up to the edge of the stage? It's like, goes forever?
Dude, effortless. But if you appreciate guitar playing, between Warren Haynes and Derek Trucks, ridiculous.
I can understand that. But,
ridiculous.
Just sit there.
Did I smoke any pot? No, but I think I got a contact buzz last night.
You got to. In that place?
I believe they're just openly allowing pot smoking at the Beacon Theater this month. I want to thank the guy that gave us actual seats on the stage, because I get to sneak back there because I asked for tickets last minute, so I always get kind of side stage shit.
Yeah.
But I went with Steve Leeds.
Oh, yeah.
Who basically came up with Zeppelin. We talk about him every once in a while. He's a legendary record guy that now works at Sirius XM.
Yeah.
So he calls me, goes, "You want to go?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah." Holy shit, the whole world knows this guy. We're sitting in the front row of these of these seats that they just put on the side of the stage.
Wow, that's cool.
And there's only like maybe 12 seats tops.
So you're like sitting right there watching him at stage level and shit?
Yeah, sitting next to Danny Goldberg.
Really?
The Danny Goldberg.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Damn.
And then one of the Hilfigers was behind me.
A Hilfiger?
Not the main Hilfiger, but...
There was a Hilfiger.
A Hilfiger that also does a little of that fashion stuff.
Look at that. Good seats.
Yeah, it was a good time. I like doing that every year. I want to go to a couple more shows, though, because every show's different. They have musical guests. Yesterday, they had Steve Earle.
Steve Earle?
I don't know much about Steve Earle, but I hear he works here at Sirius XM.
Really?
Yeah.
What does he do?
I don't know. They appreciate him when they announced him, so I guess
he does something.
Nah, I've heard the name, but I couldn't tell you one Steve Earle song. But he sang "Knocking on Heaven's Door" with the guys.
Oh, okay.
Which was kind of cool.
That's pretty cool, definitely.
So, boom, boom, boom. See,
sounds fun.
We just talked for 10 minutes, and this song's only half over.
I know, right? Holy shit. We get it. You play long songs. See, I can't. That's why I was never into the Dead and things like that. It just goes on.
Kevin from Connecticut. In Skinner, only Gary Rosington remains with the band as of 2011. Wow. So they're down to one guy.
One guy.
And they're touring and selling out everywhere.
Right. And sounding more like Skinner than ever, I bet.
And now you lose Rosington. What, you think the band's going to shut down? Hell fucking no.
No, keep going.
They'll just put new in front of the name, I'm telling you. Or some other word like that.
Amazing.
You know, because I guess legally they would have to do something like that, right?
I don't know. Unless unless there's some kind of estate that allows them to buy it or something.
I like the Grateful Dead as well, but not as much as Skinner.
Yeah.
The Skinner, this stuff I always was into.
I don't know. This is too jammy for me.
Yeah.
Too jammy. Yeah.
So anyway, I did that, and it was a good time. And talking about the Japanese coverage, the one observation I have today is how everyone's becoming an expert on nuclear power plants.
Yes, everybody.
And once again, it's the I hate to use the word, but I really don't want to give them any respect whatsoever. But it's the broads are now nuclear power plant experts.
They're all experts in nuclear power.
And I'm looking at them like you had a curl iron in your hair a mere 10 minutes ago, and now you're an expert on nuclear power plants.
Curling iron gets hot.
When did you learn?
That's.
When did you learn about this?
I don't know. It is ridiculous.
Because you know they have no clue and barely know more than the average person watching.
Yeah.
But because they're on TV, now they have to make it look like they're experts on it. And it drives me nuts. Like I said, I want the guy with the bedhead. And the holy shit look on his face, like this is some bad shit I got to talk to you about.
Suit's all askew.
Right.
It's just a wreck.
And now CNN's doing something at the top of the hour where they have, I hate to say it, but I'll say it again, the broad walking sideways looking at the camera, talking about all the stuff that's happening in the world. They're doing this weird.
Really?
You haven't seen it yet at the top of the hour?
No, I haven't seen that.
She walks sideways as she's
crab?
As she's looking at the camera. And gives a whole list of holy shit things that are happening in the world.
Why does she have to be walking?
I don't know. And she's in the newsroom, and then they like flash on to screen CNN and breaking news and this. But it's actually looking at like monitors.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing I saw yesterday. So, I mean, when they're talking about the nuclear power plant, I want the fucking weirdos that they do bring on, these nuclear physicists with the gray hair, and you can tell they are just weirdos.
Well,
when they're not talking about nuclear shit.
Kaku's been on a lot of shows.
He's mostly GMA. I think GMA fucking...
They got him?
Yeah, because I don't see him on CNN or Fox or anywhere else.
He was like yelling.
We
have to do the Chernoble. What they did in Chernoble, dropping sandbags on top of this. We have to do... Like, he's all mad.
Really?
Yeah, he's very angry.
Because he doesn't understand why no one's doing anything.
Yeah.
And why are they pulling the people out of the power plant? Sacrifice those fuckers.
Oh, you think they should be sacrificial lambs?
Yeah, someone point a gun at them and go, look, you can't leave this power plant. We need you. You have to sacrifice for your countrymen. We'll take care of your families. Don't worry about it. But you guys have been chosen to fucking take care of this situation for everyone.
That's exactly what Chernobyl did, by the way. I was watching that documentary. They just sent people in, and it's
said,
like,
sorry.
Let her rip. You're in. You're up. Go.
No kidding.
And they just sent them in. They were dying, dropping like flies, these motherfuckers. Kidding. They were so scared that the molten core, and it was molten at that point, was starting to bust through the concrete, and then there was water underneath the concrete, and if it hit that, it would have been over, John. Just fucking would have. They said it pretty much would have contaminated Europe. So they had to get people in there to drain the water out from underneath the reactor. They got these guys, miners. They brought in miners to dig tunnels underneath the reactor core where it was melting, and just kept digging. Yeah, they just keep digging. And then they like filled that up with concrete, and it was just amazing. And they didn't tell people shit. They were just like, yeah, go ahead, get in there.
Can I ask you a dumb question? But you seem to know a little bit about everything.
I try.
Now you know this radiation. You said it has a half-life of thousands of years. Whatever. Yeah. Right? So like Chernobyl could still affect shit.
That's still hot underneath all that shit.
It's still hot, and eventually could go through the cement.
Yeah. Well, they have it pretty well encased now.
Okay. Is there? Have you ever seen a show where scientists are trying to figure out how to knock down the half-life of this shit, or is that just a ridiculous statement on my part?
I don't think it could really be done. Yeah.
As of now, though.
As of right now. Yeah.
You think
there's just that fucking nuclear reaction that happens is it's just the law of nature and physics, and it's very hard to
right.
I think they ought to just put it in a rocket and ship it out into space. Imagine that, though, and then the rocket explodes.
Oh, Jesus. It just seems like...
Just send it into the sun.
It just seems like that technology is just too powerful for humans.
It's very powerful.
For human beings.
It really is. It's very, very powerful.
I don't like it.
Very creepy.
I don't like this one.
It's.
I was looking at the map of Long Island, where we're from, obviously, and all the power plants that were supposed to be on Long Island.
Oh my God!
I don't know who the fuck was able to figure that out, how to shut that shit down, but I thank you.
That was the big no nukes campaign.
But they had Shore.
Jackson Brown, man.
Oh, really?
He was in there, and Martin Sheen.
But did you see the map? They wanted one in Queens.
In Queens.
Queens.
Which would have just trapped everybody on Long Island.
Right. For the people elsewhere that don't know much about Queens, it's a massive city in itself.
Yeah.
I don't know a city officially, but
giant borough.
Basically, everyone gets about a 10 foot by 10 foot space to live in.
Piece of property.
That's about it.
And everybody that lives on Long Island, the only way to get off Long Island is to go through Queens.
So you'd be fucked.
And then take the bridges to various places in New York.
Right.
But that would have blocked it if there was an accident there, and everybody on Long Island would have just been killed because even Montauk Point wouldn't have been far enough away to get away from the radiation. So it just would have killed everyone on Long Island.
Holy shit. What a dumb idea.
I don't know what they were thinking. That was the old Lilco.
Yeah.
Lilco, the Long Island Lighting Company. They were like, yeah, let's just build nuclear power plants. Fuck it.
Unbelievable. So Beethoven and Mozart still get played. Yeah, because then it becomes... That's a good point.
That's fucking funny. Were they doing concerts? Yeah, concertos.
Were they?
You gotta go back that far?
Yeah, but that's a really good point. You're watching other people do their music perfectly.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't think they were singing much, but...
No, but it's not a... Oh, Miss Dance, great line. Fuck, what did we miss? Doug, go ahead.
Yeah, Anthony, you had a fucking great line. Opie said something about somebody walking sideways on CNN, and you go,
crap,
like a crab.
I heard that.
Oh,
it was fantastic.
They're 90% just throwaways, sir.
That's actually a good line. I heard that.
Crap.
Yeah, watch for it.
Yeah.
And then
I haven't seen that one.
Did you see the news guy on CNN who's used to talking about cold fronts and hurricanes and stuff, and now
is he a nuclear expert?
He's a nuclear expert, but gets really over the top excited about it.
I've seen that guy, and he's like, and then the water is supposed to be. That guy gets really psyched.
Because sometimes I notice shit, and I'm like, it's probably not worth bringing to the show. But if you're noticing it too, maybe Sam could pull one of his really exciting soliloquies on fucking nuclear power plants, and then you got the steam over here.
Yeah.
You saw that, right?
Oh, I saw that guy. He was very excited. And Glenn Beck also gets very excited. And he has props. He's like Gallagher. He's like the Gallagher of nuclear power.
Was it Professor Glenn Beck?
Professor Glenn Beck.
Which version was it?
It was Professor Glenn Beck.
Or was it the robe-wearing Glenn Beck?
It wasn't Panicky Pete Glenn Beck either, because he was saying that this is not anything to worry about. Mm-hmm. But he had various pots and pans.
Pots and pans.
Pots and pans.
Actual pots and pans.
Actual pots and pans.
Oh boy.
He had a pressure cooker.
He's a loony.
Which was the the core containment unit. And then he had that in another big pot and pan with a lid on it.
Okay.
And he goes, and that's what exploded. The lid came off that, but we still got the pressure cooker.
Okay.
So he just brought in like some pots and pans from his house.
What does the frying pan represent?
I think the frying pan was the thing that's underneath the the actual core.
Did he have a
unit.
teapot?
No teapot, which would have been good for the release of steam. I would have brought a teapot, a little kettle, a little tea kettle.
That might have worked pretty well.
Yeah. So he had that, and he was saying that the news is pretty much getting very panicky, Pete, about the whole thing. But he's one that's, very panicky.
I don't know when they're going to tell everyone, but this is the worst case scenario. I don't know why they're slowly telling people this.
They're still saying it's a 6.
It's a 7.
They're saying it's a 6.
It's a 7.
Chernoble was a 7.
It's a 7. This is a 7.
You think?
Did you see the explosions in Chernoble like we're seeing on TV? That's causing something they're not talking about.
The explosions here, they say, are in the containment buildings and not in the actual containers. And it hasn't really damaged them, this thing, or it's damaged them a little bit. The Chernobyl one blew the top off of the actual reactor container. And they said a plume of multicolored, brilliant blues, yellows, reds came shooting out of the top like a Roman candle, a continuous fountain of nuclear material,
right?
Just like a volcano of nuclear material. And still, people were just like, well, we'll just let everybody just hang out.
How did you sleep last night?
Very well.
Really?
I really did.
You have Chernobyl on one screen, and you got the Japanese thing on live TV, and you slept like a baby.
I wasn't even really able to nap yesterday when I got home because I had some FiOS work being done at my house, and then I was up for the remainder of the time, so I got very sleepy. So I was able to go to sleep, but I was watching, nuclear stuff all over. It's like, and I was kind of looking up at the TV and looking down at the Chernobyl documentary going, all right, that's very similar.
Really?
Okay, that's good. The radius they're putting around that, it's similar to the radius
you're
around
comparing.
Yeah, a little comparing, seeing how bad it is. But the Chernobyl one was just completely fucked up, unbelievably bad.
I don't need to know knowledge that much.
Nah, I kind of like that shit.
I like to turn it off.
Yeah, I kind of like that shit.
Replay Trouble No More in my head by the Almond Brothers.
The Almonds while you're going to snooze?
Trouble No
land?
More. See, Trouble No More. Just turn that shit off. There's trouble no more.
Oh, there you go.
There's a theme today. The Almond Brothers can get you through tragedies.
I don't know.
Oh, all right, we'll play a little of this.
Yeah, man.
This was about 17 minutes last
17 minutes. That's great. Because they just saw like 3 songs.
They started with this, so, you got to start long to get everyone in the groove.
I'd be going like, when do the words come in? Because I'm sure the words didn't come in this soon last
night. No.
Oh, I bet the intro was. Oh, I bet it was long.
It was a while.
Yes, I bet it was long.
And you're probably right. I probably saw about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I probably saw maybe 6 songs.
Yeah.
Maybe
6 songs in an hour and a half.
That's about what I would.
Holy
guess.
shit! I fucking cut my throat.
Really?
Sorry.
You need the hits.
I need the hits. I need the catchy fucking hook.
Steve Earle was on The Wire. That's right, he was.
Really?
But you don't watch The Wire. When are you going to watch that show?
Oh, I fucking gave up. I want to. It's good. It's a great series, but there's so much shit going on now. I don't have the time to watch anything. Did
you get caught up in season 2, which slows a lot of people down?
Slowed down, yeah.
Get through season 2.
That's where I left off.
Although you start appreciating season 2. But yeah, and then it gets season 3, 4, and 5. Forget it.
I got nothing against it. It's a great series. From what I was seeing, I loved it. Mm-hmm. But just got so much to fucking... And I had just gotten out of Lost. They were a rebound for me.
Yeah.
They were a rebound after a long-term Lost relationship. So I got into The Wire, and I just couldn't, I had to break up with The Wire.
I understand. Let me go to Rob in Jersey, because I'm telling you, when I said April showers bring May flowers, now it's May flowers bring June flower. Wait,
yeah.
God, I keep
May
fucking
showers.
Up. May showers bring June flowers.
June flowers.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, a couple of years ago when we had that major tsunami, scientists predicted that it actually shifted like the Earth's axis by a single degree or a half a degree, which is changing like weather patterns all over the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I believe it.
They say all these earthquakes shift the axis though for at least a little while, if not. I don't think it's permanent. I think it swings back where it belongs.
Yeah, I believe it, man. Hey, thank you, Rob. The other thing I want to bring up, Gilbert Gottfried getting fired for those jokes. I think it's ridiculous that a comedian gets fired for doing what a comedian does. Oh, yeah. I really do. I think Gilbert Gottfried's an asshole, and I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was trying to be as outrageous as possible. By the way,
that's what he does. He tries to be outrageous.
You got to add that to the equation. But
it's outrageous.
Then I was really thinking about it, and everyone's outraged. But no one's outraged when CNN or the rest of these news outlets, like, stick cameras in people's faces that lost their wife or their kids.
Yeah.
And they're just bawling. And I'm thinking to myself, how is that okay, but a comedian making jokes about the whole thing isn't?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I would say that sticking a camera in a mourner's face is way worse than some asshole making a joke about it. Right. Way the fuck worse. Yeah. There was one guy. This is where my sick side is going to come in. I apologize. I shouldn't have laughed. But he's telling this horrible, wrenching story about how his wife was too heavy to pull up on the hill. Did you see that one on CNN?
No.
Where he had her hand.
Oh, no.
And he was able to get to higher ground, and he needed to pull her up onto higher ground. And I think his daughter was involved, too. And they had to let go because she was too heavy.
Oh, man.
But the guy is bawling, and now he's sitting in the spot where he let go, assuming that that's where she is somewhere.
He let go, and she just got swept away?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and
CNN,
CNN,
right there.
It was CNN. Thought nothing of having a camera in this guy's face as he's telling his heart-wrenching story, and the tears are pouring from his face.
That's pretty awful.
And then the next story is about how Gilbert Gottfried is the worst human being on the planet for telling a few jokes about the thing.
Jokes.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's pretty bad right there. Holy shit.
As far as news goes, I understand showing the waves, showing the destruction.
Right.
Showing people even running for safety. But then when it comes to throwing the camera, you know what happened. You don't need CNN or Fox or MSNBC to now to really, shove the point home by having, people just pouring out raw emotion because their loved ones are gone.
Yeah.
They had another couple looking for their kids that were in a kindergarten class.
Gone.
Of course they're gone. You don't need to tell us that they're gone. I don't get it.
That's fucked up, man.
I think that's way worse. I really do.
Oh, it absolutely is.
In my dumb mind.
Than a joke? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, but
that's way worse than a joke.
Yeah.
I was only joking.
Words hurt, they say. The words don't hurt. Tsunamis hurt. Earthquakes hurt. Radiation
really hurt. Wow, that's fucked up.
Where you at with that?
I think the news is a lot more despicable than they ever want to let on to be.
By the way, if you want to show them, fine. But then don't go after Gilbert Gottfried because you're kind of doing the same fucking thing, man.
They're exploiting the situation in the way they know how. Gilbert does it with, his comedy. Mm-hmm. And they do it with shoving cameras in people's faces and getting them to get a soundbite or some misery or destruction.
And there was a twat, and I got to remember her name. I'm going to look up the cast of CNN. It's a cast.
Yeah.
They cast roles.
The show.
She was so outraged by Gilbert Gottfried, and I hate when people go, so-called jokes.
Oh, yeah.
They are jokes.
Yeah.
It's dark humor. Yeah. And unfortunately, there were a lot of people that found those jokes funny and will always find that type of thing funny.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's editorializing like so-called jokes.
So-called, and there was another woman saying, might have been the same one, who knows, saying, I just don't understand how people think it's funny when there's such devastation. It's like, no, they don't. See, the difference is you're not just making ha-ha about people dying, death, and destruction. Comedians take the situation and you're separate from it. You're not being literal. Mm-hmm. That's what jokes are. It's taking a hard situation and putting a twist to it that's uncomfortable, fucking funny, whatever it is, and makes people laugh or go like, "Oh, geez."
It's a coping mechanism.
Yeah,
simple as that.
It's been that way forever. So don't fucking. And they're on their high horse, I'd like to say.
Yeah, and the people that are going to be offended by a tsunami joke by Gilbert Gottfried, they're too busy trying to see if their loved ones are alive.
Oh, yeah.
They don't even have time to fucking see the jokes.
It's ridiculous.
It's just all fucked up, man.
Just ridiculous.
So hopefully we could get the guy that became an expert, the weather guy who's now a nuclear power plant expert.
Yeah.
I've watched this guy for many years, and I'd never heard him talk about nuclear power before. But there's a news guy, the leader of CNN, go, okay, you're now going to be a nuclear power plant expert.
Yeah.
Do a little Wikipedia there. Be ready in 15 minutes.
You got to know this shit.
Right.
Oh, why?
Right.
Why?
You study up on tsunami waves. I'm serious.
Oh, I know.
I love it, though.
Yeah.
I love watching how the media goes about this shit. I love it. From every angle.
Everybody is becoming very educated as far as nuclear reactors go.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
You know way more than what they're saying on TV.
I think, and then I get crucified by some people.
But you know way more.
They're like, you know what? Why don't you do some reading on it? It's like, I don't know everything, but I know the basics. I know enough to know what's happening when they talk about this shit. Mm-hmm. That's all. I used to play a video game. It was about a nuclear power plant. And they'd shove emergencies in, and you'd have to keep the pumps running.
Brian is saying I'm way off base. Go ahead, Brian.
You're a little off base. Well, first and foremost, the fact that Gottfried deleted those tweets and then issued some sort of half-assed apology on Twitter, like, if you have the balls to put it up there in the first place, keep it up there. Stand by your words.
He's just trying to save himself.
Brian, hold on. Let's slow down here. To your first point, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he was just trying to save his
save his ass.
Save his ass. But if you're brave enough to do that, then you really should stick by it.
Yep.
And there's enough people that could defend you, and you can defend yourself even if you have the intelligence.
Right, but he knew what he was doing when he wrote that. You don't write that and think no one's not going to be offended by this.
Well, we said that earlier too. To be honest, to be fair, we know Gilbert Gottfried enough that he's one of these guys that wants to get as outrageous as possible.
Right.
I mean, history shows he was one of the first, if not the first guy, to do a 9/11 joke.
Right. But he knew what he was doing. But anyway, as far as the news is concerned,
yeah,
like, I see what you're saying, and the news definitely are scumbags from time to time. But they're just showing that human side of it. It's definitely not the same. It's not even close to the same thing. It's like putting those people in a room with Gilbert and having him tell those shitty jokes in front of him. That's bad. But the news just to interview people who lost, loved ones, is a completely different thing. It's just showing that human toll.
No, the human toll. No, there's intent there. There's intent on the news's part to get ratings, and they know that that's the ratings grabber. That's the outrageous shit people want to see. They could have just quoted, they could have just said, and a gentleman lost his wife, and blah, blah, and he was quoted as saying, holy shit, this sucks, or whatever. But they got to get the fucking shot. They got to show the devastation. They got to show the tsunami hitting 8 million times. What does that do? And why do you think they're doing that? They want people staying on their channel, watching the commercials for fucking cars and whatever else they're selling.
Yeah, it's heart-wrenching enough. When you see a tsunami taking out a whole village and you see these houses just fucking being ripped from their foundation and floating down streets and back into the ocean, you can fill in the blanks and realize, wow, a lot of people just fucking died.
Yeah.
I agree with you in that respect. Yeah, they're doing it for ratings, blah, blah, blah. To compare what the news is doing to what that stupid Gilbert Gottfried...
Why? He's doing his job. He's doing what he does.
That's his job?
Yeah. Yeah, his job is to make jokes. Mm-hmm. His job is to make jokes.
All right, I don't see...
I don't think a guy should be fired for making jokes ever. I mean, ever. If there's some kind of... I'm trying to think the intent thing even. But a lot of times you're not even thinking that. You're just trying to get a laugh going.
Yeah, you get a laugh. His intent wasn't going, what could I do to upset Japanese people? He wasn't thinking that. It's like you get a joke and you just blow it out.
I think in general the news is way more despicable than a comedian telling the jokes. I mean, you've seen this. They have the montages now, and they got someone to compose some really sad music to make sure you realize how sad it is. I don't need that. I can figure that shit out in my own brain.
Well, it's production value. They got to put some production with it. And
yeah.
It's
where they had the toodly-doo, but the low level. I don't know, Brian. I guess we look at it differently, which is fine.
Well, at least we agree on the fact that he shouldn't have deleted him and issued some sort of half-ass apology. So
yeah, we've been in that apology world. Sometimes your hand is forced because you realize you're going to lose your entire livelihood.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're guilty of doing the fake apology, but at least we're finally admitting that to everybody.
Right.
We were so guilty of that.
The fake apology.
If he already lost the gig, what's the apology doing at this point?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's your job? I don't get it.
Yeah, because he's going to
Well,
be...
he probably wants another gig. Yeah.
Down the road. That's so down the road, maybe he gets another mainstream gig like that, right?
Of course.
So we got nuclear experts. I don't want to know, man.
Nuclear experts.
You want one?
They all have different opinions of what is going to happen because no one knows exactly what's going to happen yet. But let's talk to one and see what he says.
All right, let's say hi to Tim in Ohio. Tim.
Hey, how are you guys doing this morning?
Hello, Tim.
Hey, it is not like a river, first of all.
It is like a river of molten magma.
You guys going to put me on after racist Aflac duck and Japanese Gilbert grape. Great. So I'm licensed on this type of reactor in the United States. I've been working on them for 17 years.
You could drive one?
Yes, I can.
Good.
I keep in my backyard for convenience.
Yes. It's Homer Simpson on the
I'm a real-life Homer Simpson, and I train homers for a living. And this is the first time I've dealt with, listened to the mainstream media and want to just bang my head against the wall.
Yeah? What's your take on this?
Well, first of all, it's nowhere near as bad as it looks, and you can tell that if you look because now they attach all the refinery fire pictures and stuff.
Yeah, they kind of do that to make it look worse. You're right.
Oh, is that what? See, all right. That helps our point. So the media is not explaining what each one of these individual fires is.
Yeah. Yeah, they show the fires and they're like, oh.
And they make it look like it's right where the fucking reaction is happening.
Yeah.
Literally right at ground zero, the reaction. Oh, that's a very interesting point. Thanks, Tim. Keep going.
Right. So if you look at this, these reactors are designed for a 9.0 earthquake in Japan, if you look at the licensing documents. So that's what happened. It's the worst possible scenario. So, yeah, they're damaged, they're broken, they're not going to be used again. But this, I can't tell whether it's going to be an atomic twister or a China syndrome thing. It's way out of proportion. The first three are flooded with seawater. That's going to shield them and cool them. You're not going to hear anything else about those three, maybe an occasional venting.
Yeah.
And that fire in Unit 4 was not in the fuel pool. It was below the fuel pool in a lube oil system.
Yeah.
And,
I heard. Now, what about the rods? What about the used rods that are in that pool above the containment building?
Right, that's the biggest danger right now for release. What it is, it's a 40-foot deep swimming pool.
Yeah.
And you put used rods in the bottom. Well, the used rods will still melt if they get uncovered.
Rods.
Wow.
Because, so that's just sitting in water. And what are they, just trying to keep that thing full of water?
Right, and they were going to airdrop water in, but they figured out that the hole in the roof isn't close enough to the swimming pool, so they just got to find a different way.
Getting water in there, huh? Big hose. Get a big hose.
Yeah, why can't they
siphon it?
Drop a hose in there.
A siphon from the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So, and all the yelling about release, the stuff they invented the first couple of days is short-lived gases. It's not. If you don't stand up in the air in the plume, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, they've never really gotten it to the point where they're like, wow, okay, this radiation is immediately lethal. We must evacuate. They keep getting these radioactive spikes, I guess, and pulling people out, and then it calms down, and they go back in.
I've never seen a group of people want to melt down more than on CNN.
Oh my God, you are absolutely right. And that's another despicable thing with the news. They want a meltdown. They're talking about it like, oh, is the core uncovered? We could get, if the core is uncovered, we could get a meltdown. And this, they want it.
They want the worst case scenario always.
Yep.
Because that helps their business.
Right. Well, if you look at credible sources, there was some damage in Unit 1, some in Unit 3, but they're covered now. And when the fuel in these reactors are covered, they stay cool. That's their nature.
Yeah.
Boiling water reactor. So, that part's over. You're worried about the spent fuel in Unit 4. Once they get that one covered up and filled, they're going to take precautionary measures with the other two. This is all pretty much proceduralized, and we train for it.
Oh,
so it's not like they're just making it up as they go along. And the Japanese are the best at this in the world.
Yeah, they are pretty good at that stuff. They're crafty.
They know their nukes, huh?
I'd say they're crafty.
They are crafty.
Well, they know their nukes, that's for sure.
All right, Tim.
All right, well, thank you, guys.
Thank you,
sir. There's a little bit of a voice of reason, Opie. We heard a little voice of reason, something to say, hey, calm down, people.
Yeah, the news gets off on this stuff.
Yeah.
In the end, it goes back to what we say about Rush Limbaugh and Glenn Beck and all that. They want Obama in office because it's good for business. And you could say I'm crazy all you want, but that is a fact.
Oh, yeah.
That is a fact.
In
the end, they want Obama, and they probably want him for a second term because it's good for business.
He's another one.
Yeah.
He's another fucking one.
And and the news, the same thing. They want the worst case scenario because it's good for their business.
We have a nuclear expert, somebody that works in a nuclear power plant on line 4. He's got another voice of reason.
Hello.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's better.
Oh. That doesn't sound good. Sir? So you work in the plant, sir?
He's got it.
Oh, well, that was...
Yeah, he's trying to save his own life.
Screaming Homer rules.
funny every time. Yeah, go ahead.
Another part of this story is, now, one of my favorite presidents of the United States ever is Barack Hussein Obama. But even I have to say, I think he's dropping the ball on a lot of things these days. Holy shit. First of all, the only news I've heard out of the White House is that fucking Obama has chosen his brackets.
Oh, really?
Yeah!
That's very exciting.
That's it! There's fucking Japan's melting.
Yeah.
The Middle East is coming apart at the seams. Bahrain is now just fucking firing on people. Mm-hmm. And I think the Saudis are in there now, too, cleaning up.
But he picked his bracket.
That's the only news. This motherfucker can't seem to say what he wants over there in Libya. Mm-hmm. He was saying, we ought to get rid of Gaddafi. Yeah, it would be good if the rebels, that situation. That's old news.
It's not on the news, so that's taken care of.
And it's like America won't even take the lead as far as saying, no-fly zone. Let's get this together. Let's get a strong voice in the UN and maybe figure something out. Because either look, you can have it both ways. Either you want Libya with or without a Gaddafi. Either one. Pick one.
Pick one and go with it?
Pick one and go with it. If you want one without Gaddafi, then you got to fucking give a little aid to the rebels. Which I don't necessarily mean direct military aid, but have the UN enforce a no-fly zone. This guy and Hillary have not done anything. They are not taking any lead in this situation. People do look to America to take a lead, and I don't mean being world police. I mean some type of ideas. Just know that there's involvement there. He had his prayers for Japan. But there's no like speech. There's no help about the like what he's going to do to help what's happening economically because of the Japan situation. The guy has done nothing.
Yeah, but who did he pick?
Who did he pick for what?
The brackets.
Oh, the brackets. Yeah, that's very, very
that's
important.
Very exciting news.
That is true. That is true.
You got brackets?
I could care less about March Madness.
Why,
I don't even pay attention to March Madness.
What's wrong with you? You're not an American.
The brackets I pick are in my E-Trade account. Those are my brackets. Holy shit, I need Apple to go up today bad. Holy fuckaroni. Yeah, so Obama, that's what I heard. Word out of the White House, Obama has picked his brackets.
Is he taking Charlie Sheen over Georgetown? Because I am.
Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, Charlie Sheen's so great he made the brackets this year.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I'm taking him over Georgetown.
Oh, Charlie Sheen. Talk about old news.
Stupid Charlie Sheen. And if you're one of those dummies that bought a ticket for his stupid fucking...
His dumb show.
His dumb tour, you're just a dope.
His dumb show. And then this one also that he's pulling with this internship thing.
Yeah.
And you read a million tweets from people that go, oh, my God, I made it to the second round.
Mm-hmm.
Like he picked me, sent me an email.
Right.
Do you idiots understand he sent everyone an email? Everyone that applied to be an intern for Charlie Sheen has made the second round.
Well,
and you're reading the Twitters, it's like, dude, I got an email. I made the second round pick. Anything on this, Sam?
Yeah, you remember our old intern Love Buzz?
Yes.
I got an email, a very excited email from him last night out of the blue, letting me know that he had made it to the second round of the Charlie Sheen intern
I've
search.
never read so many tweets from idiots that think they made this second round. They sent out an email to everybody saying they're trying to keep the excitement going.
Oh, my God. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, that's what's happening. Well, I'm not watching documentaries on nuclear holocaust. I'm watching Charlie Sheen.
Well, this brings up a good point. I heard that yesterday we were denied interns again for the upcoming semester. Is that true? Does someone want to
Is that
acknowledge
true?
this? Let me look around. They denied us interns again, which is basically affecting our radio show.
Why?
So I don't understand what the fuck they're doing down the hall, but try to make it harder to do this radio show.
What's the reasoning, by the way?
They're gonna
Is it the old reason still?
They're gonna revisit it in the fall. You're fucking hurting our show because we need people around that could do like mundane shit for us.
This doesn't make sense.
And Charlie Sheen has an internship program. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're basically saying we're worse than Charlie Sheen.
Yeah. Why is some event, I'll just say some event, why is that prohibiting us from having an intern? Why don't you think it's a punishment?
We're being punished.
This isn't we just want to lay back and make sure like things.
But they're punishing their own company,
right?
Because they're weakening the show a little bit.
No, we need interns. Can we just fucking stop with this nonsense, this baby shit nonsense, and get us some fucking interns? Oh God,
interns are really important to a high profile radio show. They really are.
Yeah, we kind of need it
because there's a lot of a lot of busy work that now the main guys that work for the show have to do a lot of the busy work. So now they're not doing other stuff they could be doing. Well, it doesn't make sense. What the fuck is Scott Greenstein doing to us? Get us fucking interns. Do something for once.
Unbelievable.
Stop asking me personally, what can I do to make it easier for you around here? And then you tell them like, well, besides that, besides that,
interns.
besides that, besides that. Get us fucking interns. I'm not acknowledging the Gary and the Rob. Those dopes. I talked to Scott Greenstein about it. Get us fucking interns. Every time you see us in the hall, what can I do? What can everything? No, everything's not all right. Get us fucking interns. Start there.
Stop
Enough
fucking
already.
holding something over the show. You're holding something over the show. There was an issue. It was dealt with. Let's fucking move on.
The issue was dealt with, absolutely.
Yeah, it was dealt with.
And we've been punished for at least 4 months now.
Enough of the punishment shit.
You're hurting the company. You're hurting our show, which hurts the company. We're a high-profile show that you're making it harder for us to do our jobs.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. Get us fucking interns.
The
Gary and Rob, you don't have
interns.
to listen to this because I know you're useless as far as just about everything goes.
Make a
I'm going to
fucking
Scott
maniac
Greenstein.
out of us.
Greenstein, get his fucking interns. Thank you. That's what you could do. Don't look at me in the hall until you get us interns. That's what I say today.
We need interns. I don't care. What happened to the Dow futures? Why are they down 30 now?
JR in Indiana. See, now the bursts are nice and short and we go back to the show.
Right.
So relax, everybody. Go ahead, JR.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, I'm just, I'm pretty much backing up everything that Tim said earlier. But the whole speculation thing that these fucking anchors are doing just makes me crazy.
Yeah.
It's like this morning. They're saying, well, there's a radioactive cloud hanging over the plant. Bullshit.
Yeah.
They have no fucking idea. I'm an ex-reactor operator for the Navy, and I did civilian, worked in the civilian industry as well.
Were you on a submarine? Or were you on a nuclear ship, a nuclear carrier?
I was doing training for both. I trained the officers and the enlisteds for both.
Ooh. You do that fun stuff where you got to put on a fire suit and get in there with your hoses?
Your big man hose.
Your big man hose. Your big fat, thick man hose.
Big man hose. Your turgent man hose.
Turgid.
Turgid, sorry.
Yes.
Turgid, right.
Well,
I only learned that word recently from Jim Norton. I got to say it properly.
Turgid.
Turgid man hose.
How did this go to turgid man hose?
I don't know.
You called this show. That's how.
Exactly. Anyway, I just called to back up Opie on that. And by the way, Opie, it's not quite Chernoble. Chernoble was, I don't know if you actually know what happened with that, but it was some dumbass engineer that decided he wanted to test the plant and see what happens when you jerk a control rod out of the top of the core.
Yeah, they were testing. It was funny. It's like, yeah, let's test. We'll fucking pull a control rod out, and the thing just fucking lit up like a Roman candle.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
What an idiot. In the middle of the night, it's like, oh, really?
Really?
Kablamo. And there goes radiation everywhere.
They defeated every safety backup in order to do this little test that they did, and it didn't work out so good.
Right.
You know what else I noticed about that, watching the Chernobyl thing last night? It was 1986 that happened, and the Soviet Union really just sucked. Because you watch the films from then, I swear you would think you were watching World War II footage. It is this old, grainy, like shit in the vehicles that are driving around and the people. I swear to you, it looked like, at the very least, it looked like the 50s. And it was 86.
That's unbelievable.
They fucking stunk. Glad they're gone.
25 years, so how many years left before that thing is...
I think 9,975 years, about that.
9,975 years.
Yeah, and then it ought to be all right to dig back up.
Oh, my God. Wow.
It gets a little warm.
Yeah.
There's that famous picture of the core completely exposed, completely melted down inside the reactor chamber, and you just see the debris. Everything exploded around it, all the beams and everything. And then right in the middle is this just bright red fucking bubbling, molten nuclear material.
Is that why Eastern Europeans have moles?
Maybe. Maybe that's it, the moles from the radiation. No, I understand the radiation affects the film. I'm not talking about just the film around Chernobyl. I'm talking films of people from then that were in Moscow doing shit. And it was 1986, and it still looked like the 50s. The old vehicles and everything. Radiation doesn't turn vehicles old.
They just
old army vehicles and refugees and shit.
They just had old vehicles to begin with.
Yeah.
Huh? Someone wrote that Wolf Blitzer is juggling his balls. Wait, let me see.
Wolf Blitzer's loving this?
Of course. Jordan, thanks. Jordan's a regular from Scranton. He writes, dude, I saw Wolf Blitzer discreetly juggling his balls when he was talking about a meltdown. It turned him on so much.
Oh, where? In the situation room?
Well, at least he finally has a situation.
Yeah, this is a situation. Every monitor can be filled up.
Yeah, he's called his show The Situation Room for years when on most days there's not a situation.
There's nothing going on every day. You can't have a situation every day.
He finally has a situation for his Situation Room.
Yeah,
he's been preparing for this for years.
Oh, we'd love this.
Now it's a situation.
He's living for this.
And he's one of those important guys that has to be over there.
He left the Situation Room to go over there.
Is he going to be okay? Is Anderson Cooper safe?
I don't care.
People are worried about Anderson Cooper. Is he going to be safe?
You could tell the guys that are like, look, get me over to Japan right now. Get me over there. I'm a big name. And then they all got to go over there. Wolf Blitzer, yeah. Who else is over there from like Fox News?
Soledad.
Is Soledad?
Shepard Smith.
Shep's over there.
I kind of like Shep as a newsman.
He is.
I kind of like him.
I hated him at first.
I kind of like
he's turned into like one of the funniest he don't give a shit kind of guys.
Right.
Iraq?
Shepard lately he gets so mad at the people in New York when his equipment's not working, so he'll be doing a report and he goes, "Hang on a second. For those in New York, I can't hear anything in my headphones," and he just stares at the camera.
Doesn't care.
And then goes back to his news report.
Oh, that's classic.
Shepard Smith, or he'll say something and fuck up and be like, oops.
Did I just say cunt?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
it's cable. It's cable. I could do that every once in a while.
He said the blowjob Jenny on the block blowjob line. He's just like, starts laughing.
He survived that.
Yeah, whatever.
I like the Shep. I don't know if I agree with him at times, but I like watching him. I like watching him. And Soledad, she's over there, but she's got her hair pulled back, and she's wearing like a North Face jacket. She's
Soledad.
She's dressed for the role of walking around these destroyed villages, showing you
good for her
yachts on top of houses and whatever.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to clean that up. You've seen they've kind of plowed through some of the debris to make these makeshift roads, and you look around and just go, how the fuck? What are they going to do? How are they cleaning that up?
Honestly, I think what they need to do is keep some of these areas exactly how they are now and make it a tourist trap.
Just make it a tourist attraction of, hey, look at the Tsunamiville.
If you knew there was no radiation in the air, I would go tomorrow to check that out.
Just to check it out?
Yeah, man. That's crazy shit we saw.
I don't think they want to do that with the amount of people that died.
Crazy shit.
Also, Jack Cafferty. I watched him last night, and that old curmudgeon.
I like Jack Cafferty. I don't know if I agree with him at times either, but
wow.
I love how he presents shit.
He jumped right on the big hot topic subject of this whole thing, the why aren't we seeing any looting and beatings and things like that, and illegal activity over there in Japan. And he went off and just blatantly said, they have a much better society. As far as that, they work for the collective, for their country. They are very proud of their country and don't want it to look bad because they know the whole world is looking. As opposed to, and then he brought up things like Haiti and Katrina, and then he was reading letters from people that were saying, we're despicable. We're Americans that love our country but love ourselves more. And Japan is a country that loves its country and will sacrifice themselves, not maybe literally, but for the greater good of their country. And he was jumping all over that.
There's definitely a cultural difference.
There is a huge cultural difference. The Japanese have always been that way. They've always been. I mean, during World War II, the whole kamikaze thing, all for the emperor, all for the country.
That sounds all well and good, but it makes for a very boring society.
Does it?
I think so.
I don't know. They're selling teen panties in vending machines.
Oh, yeah, there is that side of it. You're right.
Good. How's that industry going? Did they have to shut that down for any length of time?
No,
I hope they're reopening like the Toyota plant.
Yeah, they're reopening.
Reopening the teen panty vending machine.
Yeah, teen girls
industry.
Teen girls are getting moist all over Japan. Filling up those vending machines. What a sick society.
That's it.
Hey, speaking of that, when 9/11 hit, I don't remember. Was there a lot of looting and stuff?
No, we didn't get any looting. That was all pride in nation again. That kind of brought everybody together.
And also when we had that, was it a brownout or a blackout? Remember a couple of years ago?
Well, it all depends on the what.
But that was about 6 or 7 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Now, how bad was that as far as looting goes? Because
not bad at all.
When you take everyone's electricity away in Manhattan, you would assume that some crazy shit would go on.
Not bad. I'll tell you what, the economy was a lot better back then, and the police protection has been unbelievable in New York. It's one thing Giuliani decided to do is just put a fuckload of cops and clean up the shit.
Right.
And I think that helped.
Okay.
But, but you get things like I said, Haiti, 2 days after the earthquake, machete-wielding gangs, raping and looting. I saw something that was, this was actually taken off of YouTube when I clicked on the link, and it said, taken off for policy reasons because YouTube does not support hate speech. And I was like, wow, and it's just this guy talking about Haiti's history, the history of Haiti, and why it is like it is now, and how it was when it was a French colony. Haiti was one of, like, the richest Caribbean nations. One of the richest.
Really?
France, a bunch of Frenchies were over there. The French, it was a French colony. And they built all those wonderful mansions and palaces that you see are all busted apart now, but built all that. It was a great place to go and vacation and work and live. And then there was a slave uprising, and the slaves went around and just killed all the fucking French. Just slit their fucking throats, killed them all, and took over Haiti. And from that point on...
What year was that?
That was the 17s, I think.
Wow,
somewhere in
okay.
the 17s.
Right.
It went down to what it ended up being, which was just impoverished and crime-ridden, corrupt. And on three different occasions, the United States Army went in to try to build an infrastructure and set the people straight and say, look, we'll build the infrastructure. We'll give you factories and jobs, because we didn't want commies moving in there. Did that. And the second we left, every time, it reverted back to shit and crumbling buildings and no one taking care of shit. And then this last earthquake just completely decimated the place. And we send donations and nothing's been done. No one knows where the fuck this money is. Hey, Sean Penn, how about instead of going down there and bitching about America not helping with all the fucking money that was sent there, why don't you point a finger at one of the corrupt motherfuckers down there that's pocketing the cash because they have a history of corruption and robbing their people and not contributing to the country? How about that? How about you look into that? But it just goes to show there are different societies and different cultures and different way people react to devastation. And I don't think Haiti did such a good job of it, to tell you the truth. I think Japan, amazing what they've done.
Doing much better?
Amazing what they've done.
This guy's really mad at you.
Hey, fuck you.
We got to get the other side on a little bit, and then you argue with this guy.
I don't care.
Rob in Cleveland. Rob.
Hey, guys. Opie, big fan. Anthony, big fan, but you're being a cunt.
All right. How, sir?
Is that with a K or a C, sir?
That's with a C.
A hard C. What's the problem, sir? Go ahead. You got the mic.
Every time, dude. For one, let me just start this saying, I am a Republican. I hate Obama. However, you're giving us a bad name, dude. Every fucking time you're like, stay the fuck out. You're with the Gaddafi shit. You're like, stay the fuck out of their business. Stay out. I'm tired of being worried, please. Let the savages kill themselves is actually your direct quotes. Let the savages kill themselves.
Yes.
But now you want to fucking jump because Obama didn't say shit. Now you want to attack him because he's fucking just letting the savages kill themselves. You're just a double fucking queer. Jesus Christ.
First of all, as far as Japan is concerned, I've never considered them savages. Are you talking about the Middle East?
No, he's talking about the Libyan situation.
Right. Okay, I'm talking about Gaddafi. He's the one that said Gaddafi needs to go. He said that.
Yes.
And the rebels need some type of protection from Gaddafi's air support. And I'm not saying I said this. I'm not saying direct American military intervention, but how about a United Nations no-fly zone, or working with the United Nations, or saying something? How about this? How about Obama gives an impassioned speech like he did when he was fucking campaigning for his own ass? How about that? He gives any speech that sounds like he has passion about holding this fucking job. He had passion when he was running for the job. The second he got it, we get Obama reading a teleprompter with other people writing shit.
Listen, I can yell as well.
He stinks.
I'm not going to.
Oh, okay.
If he does that, you're going to sit there and say, here's another shit speech that does nothing. He's doing exactly what you wanted to do. He's staying the fuck out of it. He's not doing shit. Let them kill themselves. Remember, they're fucking savages. Let them kill themselves. That's what you say, Ant.
How about yes, let them kill themselves. Right. Then what happens to the country and what happens to the Middle East over there and the stability of our oil that we do need?
You have your fucking guns. Who cares?
Oh, well, good point.
Who fucking cares?
Good point. I could take oil.
Yes, they're shit. All right,
all right, sir.
That's all
right, all right, Rob.
You're being a cunt. Oh, you're the best.
All right,
Love you guys.
all right.
I like being a cunt to some people.
All right, everybody.
That man was infuriated.
I think that means we got to take a break. Tony in Brooklyn. I think we might go to break with a little song if Tony sets us up properly. Tony in Brooklyn, what do you got, man?
Hey, you know what? I watched the news today, and like that Pix news and all, and that fat Indian chick is the fattest pig on the news. To go back to yesterday, but, I hear that song Don Henley's "Dirty Laundry."
Yeah.
I mean, that is exactly what the news is today. It is dog shit.
Yeah, I don't know. We come from a time where we're old enough to remember real journalists on TV.
Yeah.
And I know there's some guys that are doing that, but I mean, the hot broads are good to look at, but they usually gave them just the weather or the traffic.
Yeah, they gave them those fluff pieces, too.
And then the dykey...
I'm here at the animal shelter, and look at these kittens.
Right. And
that's the stories they gave them.
Big, full tits and
yes,
asses for days.
Oh.
And then they would allow the dykey ones to start doing sports. And we kind of accepted that. And then now, I mean, every news outlet has the hot anchor.
Yeah, every single chick.
And I don't know how many of them are actually qualified to be telling me the news.
Yeah. I don't, I think they're just pretty faces. That's it. That's all they need.
And Don Henley kind of sang about that, right?
Yeah.
Want to play a little of that as we go to break? Why not?
Ooh, a little,
fuck the all set. Play it.
Yeah.
I could talk over intros.
Yeah.
This song sounds kind of dated, but what the fuck? We'll play a little bit of it.
But the words, man, the words mean everything these days.
Don Henley, Dirty Laundry. When we get back, a peek at the Donald Trump roast where the situation, bow.